President Trump's attorney, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Good evening, Mayor.
It's an honor to be with you again.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I think of you.
Thank
and
you.
your entire career.
Thank you.
You're a crusader for justice.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about this. Now, what we've got is this report not only exonerated the president, it indicted the FBI, the DOJ, and there was a time when you and I would be talking and we'd say, Jeff Sessions is the Attorney General. Nothing's going to happen. Will something happen now?
Well, first of all, I know you agree with me. The people it indicts are the corrupted politicians at the top of the FBI and DOJ. No field office of the FBI is implicated in this.
Right.
No agent who's sacrificing his life to protect us. It's a bunch of these phony politicians at the top who corrupt themselves because they want to suck up to who's ever in power. That, I would describe Comey that way, a whole bunch of other people like that. McCabe, his wife running for office, getting millions of dollars from Hillary's. These are suck-up politicians. They're not FBI agents like you know,
right.
or police
not the guys that
not
you
the
and I
guys that go out and arrest people, put their lives on the line.
Yeah.
My God, they'd probably, their hands would shake if they had to do that.
Yes.
So that's who we're talking about.
Right, the upper echelon.
What they did here, I believe, over the next 6 months, we're going to uncover evidence that what they did here was criminal. This whole thing of collusion isn't true. I was with Donald Trump for the last 5 months of the campaign. He didn't never talk to a Russian. He had nothing to do with a Russian. As he would point out, I don't speak Russian. What are they doing this for?
Right.
Somebody made this up, Jeanine. Somebody conceived this. And they superimposed it. And then they went out to try to prove it. And we have to find out who's the brains behind this. Couple of 4 or 5 possibilities. I think we'll find them. I think that Lindsey Graham will help, but I think we need a Justice Department investigation of who tried to perpetrate a fraud on the American people.
Why haven't we heard about or from Christopher Steele, the people from Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson,
they should all be in jail.
Right. You and I agree on that. I mean,
you and I
got struck. McCabe, the intent is evidence in the emails. I mean, we hope to be able to prove intent. It's right there.
Why is Cabe running around selling his book when he should be in jail for perjury? Why is Orr and his wife, when he should be in jail for conflict of interest and maybe bribery? I mean, it's about as clear. I mean, I prosecuted these people, put them in jail for these things. Orr's conflict of interest was like, I could prove it in a 3-day trial.
But this is what the American people are struggling with right now. The idea that what they see and what they know instinctively now that is clear from the Mueller report, there is a total exoneration of the president and the indictment of the FBI and the DOJ ultimately.
There's no collusion, which there's not. This is the 3rd or 4th investigation that's found no collusion. How many more do we have to have? That moron Schiff, I don't know what he is actually, Shiftless Schiff, wants to do another investigation, like the 5th. If these people couldn't have found collusion, 13 of them angry Democrats, some of them donated enormous amounts of money to Hillary, some of them were at her party crying, and one of them was the counsel to the Clinton Foundation.
Well, there's no question they were conflicted.
So if they couldn't find it,
was conflicted. Start with him.
You would be shocked if I told you the things they did to people to try to press them to lie about Donald Trump. And thank God, some of these people wouldn't lie. They have a lot more character than the prosecutors who were investigating them.
Now, what I want to ask you is there is apparently an 87-page report that you have on Mueller and the special counsel. Things that the special counsel did that you have, quote, said you're sure he wouldn't want the public to hear. What has Mueller done that outrages you?
Well, let me just focus on one thing, because that's been public. Manafort. I don't know what else Paul did, in Ukraine, whatever else.
Right.
But these are white-collar crimes. They closed the case in 2014. They only reignited the case because he became the first advisor and then a campaign manager to Donald Trump. They raided him in the morning. They frightened the hell out of his family. They put him in solitary confinement for 9 months.
The man's 70 years old. It's crazy.
If they did it to a terrorist, these civil rights lawyers would be in court saying you can't do this.
Okay, I have to ask you one quick question.
No civil rights lawyer came forward for Manafort.
Nope. Because it's about the right and the left.
23 hours a day looking at his shoes, and then they bring him in and tell him what he had to say.
Okay, one quick question.
You have to implicate Trump. If you don't implicate Trump, you're going back to solitary confinement.
The judge knew that. What was it, Judge Elliott? But let me ask you this.
It's disgraceful.
You're with President Trump. He finds out the Mueller report is out. He's quiet for 2 days. He doesn't tweet. What's going on in the White House? How is he reacting? What is he saying?
Well, when we got the news that it was no collusion,
right,
no obstruction,
right,
I was relieved. I have to tell you, I was relieved. I was ready, and we were sitting there for 3 days with our entire group, ready to boom hit back if they said anything. Because I believe that no matter what they say, we can prove to the American people that it's not true.
Right.
Because I know something they don't know. He didn't collude with the Russians at all. He had nothing to do with the Russians.
And he's been saying that all along.
And how stupid is an obstruction of justice when Mueller went from the beginning to the end of the investigation and nobody stopped him? 500 witnesses. We didn't object to a single one. 1.4 million documents.
Right.
There's not a single thing Mueller could say he wanted he didn't get.
Right.
So they're like, oh, did the president think he might obstruct, or did he ever think he might fire Mueller?
Yeah, we're reaching.
First of all, he didn't.
Right.
And second, we don't prosecute people for their thoughts.
All right.
God almighty, half of America would be in jail if we prosecuted for their thoughts.
For sure. All right. Counsel to the president.